Welcome to Career Uprising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey everyone, you are listening to episode 61, Why You're Afraid of Success. Yes, you. I'm talking about you, afraid of success. Hey there. We're all afraid of it at some point, right? That's okay. That's okay. That's what we're going to talk about. That's our topic for today, is how we hold ourselves back sometimes from being as successful as we could be and what you can do to fix it. So it's good to be back. Did you guys notice I took a little month off? Sorry about that. If you did notice, that's sweet of you. Thank you for noticing my brief absence, and sorry about that. You know, I'll be honest, guys, I love this show so much, but it takes a lot to make it happen. Prepping for it, recording it, things like that. And this is a busy time. Business has picked up a little bit, which is great. So enrolled a couple of new clients last week, which is always exciting. So I'm going to do this as regularly as I can, but I'll be honest with you guys, it might not be as regular as it used to be. And I'm going to do my best to be consistent. I don't know that I'll always get new content out to you guys every single week, but what I'm asking is that you just stay with me and just check every week, whether you like to listen on Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn.com, iHeartRadio. I think I might be on. I'm all over the place. Whatever your chosen channel is, check it regularly, because I am going to be making more shows, but it might not always be every single week. So just bear with me, but there's more great content coming. We all have to pump the brakes sometimes on things we love and just find balance in life. But I keep getting so much good feedback on the show, so I want to keep doing it. And I will say the one episode I did not too long ago, possibility versus certainty, is one I keep getting more good feedback on. So if you haven't heard that one, it's just a little while back, maybe 58, 59, somewhere in there. Really good one. That seems to be kind of a favorite among people. But I wanted to just take a minute to let you guys know that, I took a little month break, and I'm back, and I'm hopefully going to stay back with some regularity there. But it's just a busy time of year, which is great. And my daughter just started school, and softball, and Girl Scouts, and PTA, and all the other things that I do that I love. So I'm just balancing it all. But thank you for listening or joining me if this is the first time. So I'm excited about our topic today. I've had this one for a while, so I think I'm ready to release it and to really go deeper into fear of success, which might sound strange. Why would we be afraid of that? But so many people are. So I'm glad that you found me today, and I'm glad that I'm back on the show and back to my routine, and just fall is here. It's like a new beginning. I love it. I love the change of seasons. I love fall. I'm just so happy right now. So feels like a good time to swing back into a new show or two. And that means that you also can get on my coaching schedule if you'd like to. And like I said, it's filling up a little bit. The fall is a busier time when people maybe go back to work, change careers, kids are back in school, after all the traveling over the summer and things like that. So I do have a couple of slots on my schedule that I will reserve for you if you are, I would say, mid or late career, and maybe you feel stuck for some reason. You might be job searching with no success, no luck or results, or maybe you just don't know where to go. You want to move up in your career, but you don't know how. It's not working, or you're just dissatisfied in some way, and you need help getting from where you are to where you want to go. Well, I want to help. And I will say too, if you're worried about being competitive out there as a 50 plus job seeker or age discrimination, I help with that a lot too. That's most of my clients. So you're in the right place. So if you feel like you're in a place now where you're having some challenges, not where you want to be or getting the results, consider working with me. So you can go to careeruprising.com and you can even just go right to the application if you want, which is careeruprising.com/apply. And you can apply to coach with me. All right. But there's a couple of other ways, even if you're not quite ready for that yet, there's a couple of other ways that you can take action and go beyond this show, which I would highly recommend you do. I have even more other free resources and things like that to help you. Get on my email list if you haven't done so. If you're new to my community, join my email community, especially since what I just said, I might not always have a new show every week. You will be notified of when I do have a new show. You'll be the first to know. So that's really where you want to be. So go to careeruprising.com/sign up. Or just sign up right on the homepage, careeruprising.com. Get on my email list. You'll get all my videos, special offers, notice of podcasts, my thoughts and musings, as my inspiration as it comes to me. Sometimes I email my community kind of randomly whenever there's something on my mind that I just feel like I want to say. Those are usually the best ones. But I'd love to have you join me there and take the next step for free. And you'll get a free gift, of course, when you do right there on my website. I've recently updated it. It's called Strategies for Interview Success. And I think it will definitely give you a jump start if you are in the job search process or maybe even just interviewing for a promotion, anything like that. It's just a little tidbit. It's a little bit something for you to get a sense of what it might be like to work with me. So it's a good next step for you. Okay. All right. So success, you know, you want it, right? Or maybe you've even achieved a certain level of it and you're like, well, where do I go from here? What's next? What did I do right to get to this place? Right? That's just as important, asking that question. What did I do right? And evaluating how did I become so successful so I can keep doing that if you are feeling successful. Or maybe you feel like success just eludes you and you can't figure out why other people keep achieving what you want and you find yourself constantly comparing yourself to other people, which can just be the death of you. But I know that feeling. And, you know, I thought about starting this show out by first defining, well, what is success, right? Because there's so many definitions out there of what is success. But I think the reason there's so many definitions is because it's so personal. There is no one definition of it. So I thought, well, I mean, I could start the show out that way, but that would just be me giving you my definition of it. And that isn't really that useful for you. I want you to first have your own definition of what success means to you. How are you going to measure your success? Is it something financial? Is it something more intrinsic? Is it just a feeling? Is it a goal that you've wanted to just check off? What does that look like for you? And there's really no wrong answer. So if you were wanting me to give you this neat little checklist of this is what success is, boom, 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 I'm sorry, I can't. I'm going to let you define it for you. But that really is actually your first step. And then we can figure out why you're so afraid of it. Because I think we all are at some point. I know I've been very hesitant about reaching certain levels of success in my life and my business as well. So I know this all too well. But, you know, I found when I was thinking and kind of preparing for this episode and what I wanted to say, I found a couple of quotes that I loved that I just thought fit so good into this. And I'm a quote person. I know it's cheesy, guys, but I am. So you have to put up with my quotes as you listen to my show. But I love this one. It says, success is not built on success. It's built on failure. It's built on frustration. Sometimes it's built on catastrophe. That's by Sumner Redstone. I don't know who that is. I have no idea who said that, who that person is, but I like the quote. I think it's true. And I think that's a big reason why we are so afraid of success, because we're afraid of a little catastrophe. We're afraid of things, quote, going wrong or failing or discomfort. All right. That's what we're resisting. And that kind of goes back, honestly, to the show I just mentioned about possibility versus certainty. There's so much overlap. It's a good supplement if you haven't listened to that one as well, because the message is kind of the same in a way. It's that, you won't find success until you are willing to take a risk and let things get a little bit messy. All right. Until you're willing to let go of uncertainty. I talk about this concept a lot in my book as well. You can find that on my website, my ebook, Career Uprising, that I wrote I published about a year ago, actually, or coming up on a year. So there's more ways that you can kind of sink your teeth into this message, right? And hear it in different ways. There's the book, there's a podcast, there's that quote, but it's all saying the same thing. And I think this is what a lot of people are resisting right now, is they want that outcome, but they're not always willing to put in the work and to change and to grow and be uncomfortable. And if that's your choice, that's okay. But that's your choice to avoid that and stay where you are. So if you're okay with that, that's fine. But if you're not okay with that, then there comes a point where you just accept and surrender to what it takes to be successful, which is that things go wrong. You don't have control and certainty over everything and how you're going to look in front of people and things like that. So if you're willing to give that control up, wow, it just opens up so much. Okay. So that's the first thing that I think, we're kind of afraid of is that discomfort. But along those lines, to kind of piggyback on that a little bit, I think the second thing that you're probably afraid of, and this is not going to shock anyone, is change, right? Success means change. And we're afraid of that, even if it's positive. We're kind of conditioned to think that different is bad. We should avoid it. If it feels uncomfortable, I should avoid it. Different means a risk. So it might not be worth it. Maybe I shouldn't do it. But it might be worth it. Isn't that always kind of our dilemma? We think that's our dilemma. Oh, is it worth it? Is it not? But it really isn't, actually. Taking a risk is only a dilemma if you're afraid of it not working out and if that's an unacceptable outcome for you. If you aren't afraid of that and you're totally accepting of whatever the outcome is, well, then I guess there's no real risk or dilemma, right? In other words, if you aren't afraid of change or afraid of something, quote, not working out or meeting your expectations, maybe if you aren't afraid of not being chosen for the promotion, but you still go for it, if you aren't afraid of that and you're willing to accept that outcome, well, then I guess there's not actually anything to be afraid of. There's not actually any risk. There's nothing lost, right? The risk is created in your mind. It doesn't actually exist. You made it up. Do you get what I'm saying? Risk is only created when the potential outcome of it not working out is unacceptable to you. But what if you were accepting of that? What if you didn't put any conditions on what the outcome was? You were just going to go for it anyway, knowing you may or may not be chosen for the promotion or chosen for that new job or being given the raise that you want. Whatever it is you're trying to up-level and do. What if you were honestly and emotionally okay with either outcome? Would you really be so afraid to go for it? Because what you're afraid of is the emotion that you're going to feel if you don't get whatever that expectation is that you created in your own mind. So you're afraid of something that you created. I hope I'm not losing you here, guys. When you replay it back and if you need to, and hear what I said again, because you're afraid of something that is a figment of your imagination that you created. Trippy stuff, right? But it's true. So you can eliminate the fear by eliminating an expectation that a certain thing has to happen for you to be successful, or a certain thing has to happen for you to be happy. If you don't place those conditions on yourself, you're free, and you're free to act boldly, and the risk is gone. So success also means visibility, and you might be afraid of that too. I know what that's like. I'm visible right in a sense right now. I'm putting myself out there. I'm putting my voice, my words, my thoughts, my content. I'm putting it all out there. Maybe not everyone's going to like it, and it's out there forever. These episodes are archived forever. They'll always be there, right? I operate with a pretty high level of visibility, but I just know that that's an indicator of my success. That just comes with the territory. It's a cost of it, I guess, but I don't even see it as a cost. I embrace it. But you might just have to view that as something that comes with the territory. Is that acceptable for you? If it is, it will be worth it. You know, we don't mind, quote, failure as much if it's private, right? No one really knows about it. Well, but in my line of business, like I said, I'm more visible. I mean, it's not just this show. I have an email list. I have social media followers, people ready and waiting to see what I do, or noticing if I don't put a show out in a while, things like that. My work, my ideas, my prices, my teachings, my photos. Hell, my photos all over the internet. Everything is out there, right? Because I've agreed with myself that I'm comfortable with that level of visibility if it's a marker of my success. I've prioritized that, the achievement and the success and the outcome over that cost. That's okay with me. Is it okay with you? Whatever that visibility might look like for you. Maybe if you're going to move up into a management position, now more people are watching you, more people are listening to you and taking your direction, right? We'll kind of talk about that more after the commercial break in a minute. There's one more thing that success brings that we're often afraid of too. But ask yourself, am I just afraid of being more visible, of people seeing what I'm doing? It's a condition of success. And for me, and visibility, and it's one I'm willing to endure. I think it makes me stronger. I could make a program, then put it out there and promote it, and no one buys it. I could make a product that no one buys. I could have an unsatisfied customer. And I've had all of these, by the way, guys, all of them over the last 4.5 years. Everyone does. Maybe they might just not be telling you. But I keep going, and I chalk it up to a condition of success or an indicator of it. Yay me, right? There's always a price. So think about it for you. Are you afraid to move up the ladder? Are you afraid to get a promotion or whatever because of this increased visibility, these eyes that will be watching you? So maybe it'd be better to stay where I am, right? But is it better? Okay. While you ponder that thought, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I've got some more things about success that you might be afraid of, but even better, what you can do about it. Some action. Okay? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey there, my listeners. We're on a short break, and I have a question for you. Are you looking for a new job, but you don't know where to start? Or maybe you've been searching and it's taking too long and you're not getting any results. Many clients don't know how to launch an effective job search, and they spend months or even years looking. Well, I have a solution for that. My coaching program, Career Jumpstart, teaches you my proven 3-step strategy that has landed hundreds of clients amazing new jobs in about 60 days. In this program, I personally will guide you on how to confidently and authentically market yourself to employers, resulting in a better job faster. If that sounds like what you've been missing, head over to careeruprising.com and apply for my Career Jumpstart program today. That's careeruprising.com. All right, let's get back to our show. All right, guys, welcome back. So here are a few more things that come with success that I know you've probably been avoiding. You've been in a state of avoidance, which is the worst state to be in. No one achieves goals or including happiness being in a state of avoidance. You must be in a state of acceptance and surrender. Okay? So how about these fun little emotions here? How about vulnerability and judgment? Achieving success nearly always means that more people will be judging you, right? Because you're more visible. They're watching what you do, comparing you to other people, comparing you to themselves. You're more vulnerable now. You've created a certain level of expectations. Wow, look what you achieved. Let's see what you're going to achieve next. Haha, right? You know, if a recording artist has a hit record, everyone's always waiting to see if the next one's a hit too, right? Or if it's that sophomore slump that they call it. Have you ever heard of that? There's more pressure, right? The more they achieve, the more they're expected to achieve. They did it once, but can they repeat it? You know, you don't want to be that one-hit wonder. I get it. Authors deal with this too. Nearly anyone in a creative field, right? Their first book was great, but then they peaked. Now they stink. So maybe if I just avoid success altogether, no one will really have that high of expectations of me and I can just stay safe, right? No one will judge me, right? Well, wrong. I can tell you now, people are judging you already for all kinds of things. All right. Whether you know it or not, they're judging you and you're judging them. It's almost just human nature. We do it. So why try to avoid something that's going to happen anyway? Why not be successful along the way if you know people are going to judge you anyway? Why not reach a higher level of happiness while you're doing it, while you're being judged, right? If you want to play small and live your life that way, just staying safe, you can. It's an option. I'm not going to judge you for it. It's an option. It's your choice. I'm not going to stop you either. But you'll miss out on so much, including happiness. And lastly, success comes with responsibility. And who wants to take on more responsibility right now? Right? Like, haven't we got enough going on in the world? Okay. Again, if you want to live that way, fine. But I don't. I welcome the responsibility that comes with success. That's why I've achieved what I have, because I'm accepting of that and seeing it as an indicator of success, not a hindrance, not a barrier. Now that I've started this show, I have a certain amount of responsibility to keep going, right? Keep producing more shows, keep them relevant, keep them interesting, make content that people want to hear. And, you know, and anyone who owns a business advertises, makes claims about the effectiveness of their business. So I have to deliver on those promises. I have a responsibility to my clients to make my program as valuable to them as I can. I've had staff members in the past. I've had responsibilities to them. I've been responsible for things that they say and do, not even myself, right? So those responsibilities, though, to me are joyful. And I take them on because they're an indicator of my success and how far I've come. So I say yes to them. Are you saying yes to yours? Don't be afraid to go for it. Personally, I think I would be more afraid of not going for it and never growing and never achieving my goals and settling. That's a scarier thought to me. That actually comes with more risk than going for it does. All right. Here's one more quote. I told you I like quotes. All right. I'm going to kind of wrap things up with. Procrastination is the fear of success. People procrastinate because they are afraid of the success that they know will result if they move ahead now. Because success is heavy. Success carries a responsibility with it. And it's much easier to procrastinate and live in the someday I will philosophy. That's Dennis Waitley. I don't know who that is either. Isn't Google amazing? You can find quotes for just what you need. And I don't even know who these people are, but I love their words. Okay, here's your next step. You've got to take action, okay? I want you to really think about what these concepts mean for you and identify where are you holding yourself back? Where are you avoiding visibility or judgment or responsibility or whatever it may be? How are you showing up for these goals that you want to achieve? And don't be afraid to get help like I have done. Don't be afraid to have support, whether it's through your family and friends. You can hire a coach, whether it's me or someone else. Honestly, get help, get support for going through this change and reaching that next level of success. That's how I have reached many of my levels. I have and still engage coaches quite a bit. So if I can help you with it, go to careeruprising.com, apply for a phone call with me, and have a mentor in your journey to success. I have 2 coaching programs based on whatever level of support you need. One's kind of a starter, one's a little bit more in depth, and you don't have to do this alone, okay? And while you're on my website, sign up for my emails, join my community so you know when the next show is coming out, and so much more. But it's good to be back. I love doing this. I hope you guys love it too. You tell me you do, so I think so. But yeah, so if you love this show, I will say, give it a review on iTunes. That would mean a lot. It would help it tremendously. It helps other people to find the show and get benefit from it. So please, please do that. If you have an iTunes account or, Apple products, do a little review, give it some stars, give it some kind words. Karma will repay you. All right. So I will be back very shortly with another show in a couple weeks. And I love you guys. All right. Take care. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career Uprising.
This show is brought to you by inflowradio.com, the best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.